I'm Bex from channel bexbugoutsurvivor, and we're going to have a look at my renewable energy resources. It's the kind of things I use at camp, and I don't particularly want to bring batteries. I want to be able to power everything that I have with a renewable energy source, and we can do that from solar. Not everything is solar. Some of the things in here are a renewable source, that's all. And we're going to have a look at what's in here now. First off, everything is in a plastic bag. I think we'll start with this. I keep everything in a velvet bag because it is a power source, and things that rely on a power like that, if it goes to 0 degrees Celsius, freezing point, everything will die. Your batteries, your power bank, everything. Keep them as warm as you can. I don't always take everything here out with me, but I will show you everything. But this will come inside the sleeping bag with me on bitterly cold nights, and I want to wake up with good electronics, especially if I'm filming an overnight camp. This is a little old-fashioned MP4 player with earphones, and I can power this up, and pretty much anything that can run on a USB can be recharged in situ in the field. I'm not relying on a plug or batteries, which is a big bonus for me. This is an electronic lighter. The difference with this, you charge it up USB. Pop my glasses on for this. Yeah, there it is there, look. A little USB cable, and once it's charged up, open it up, creates an arc like an electrical short circuit. On a full charge I can run that for a long time, maybe 100 little starts on it, maybe more. Another thing somebody wanted to know about was my LED kit. And this is an LED strand light. Everything here is USB. And there's your standard USB. And these are LED. And more often than not, if I have a hammock ridge line up, I'll put it over the top of my hammock ridge line and power them that way. I've had my TP tent, which has a centre pole, and this has gone down the centre pole like that. You can use them however you want. On another camp, I just had them on the floor and illuminated from below. Some entertainment for the evening in the form of an MP4, a USB electronic lighter, strand lighting, as you just saw. Most of it can be powered off either a mini or a micro USB connection, and there's the other. Everyone will bring with them or have on them is your cell phone, your mobile phone. Also, that should be kept in a plastic bag, especially if you're out for the night, just to keep it dry. And then put that into your pouch there. This is a solar bank. I just leave this out at camp, hanging up in the sun. I have a couple of these, and these are different kind of milliamps per hour these will give you. But once this has been powered in the sun, I can then charge my lighter, my phone, the LEDs, and also this, my MP4. 5,000 milliamps per hour on that, 12,000 milliamps per hour on that. This is going to take longer to charge. I find a couple of days to fill this, but I carry it on the back of my pack anyway. It's always getting sun, always. So I've never actually run it out. This I've had charged up in less than 24 hours. A good summer's hike, adequate enough to charge things like my phone, just top it up so it doesn't go flat. Often I'll bring with me something like this, which is a battery bank. Again, USB, I can power this at home or from the charger, so I can top up the battery bank from the solar. And finally is this, which is a head torch. I've got the headband for it in here, but I don't rely on batteries for this, and it's never run out on me either. I just keep it topped up. It's a USB head torch. Awesome. So this is a really good idea for a renewable energy source. It's a ferrocerium rod, and I have my own type of striker on, which produces spark, a lot of spark. If something like this, your ferro rod, is really poor and you're thinking it's a load of rubbish, I'll throw it away and buy a new one, it's probably your striker that's to blame. I was going to throw this. This is stainless steel. I was going to throw it, but I just got an HSS bit and connected it. And as you can see, works. So a reliable source that I can put onto my belt or onto my knife or something like that. So again, renewable energy source for making fires. And if you've got a fire, you've got the basis of a good survival camp. Now you can spend your resources and time chopping and gathering the wood to build a shelter, and just assume you've only got 2 hours before it goes dark. You've gone out, you've sourced your wood, and you built some kind of lean-to shelter. It's not going to keep you warm. I think it's a waste of resource if you've got limited time getting a shelter together, because you could die if it goes below zero. Yeah, you're sheltered from the wind, but you can freeze. Hypothermia. If I only had 2 hours of daylight left, I'd be using that wood to make a fire and use my jacket and my hood to keep me out of the wind. And if it rains and I get wet. So what? I'm warm, and the way I can stay warm is something like this. Another source of renewables that sometimes I carry, but not often or always, but I enjoy, is my little razor here. It's a cutthroat straight razor, like that. This one's not particularly sharp. I'm in the process of sharpening it. It will slice my finger, but just to shave with, it won't always get some of the smaller hairs. It's quite safe, but I wouldn't run my finger down it. Again, all I've got to do to burst this back into life is to take off my leather belt, put that leather belt up against a tree, out with my razor, strop it, and then I've got a good close shave in the morning, and it's a good backup knife as well. Yeah, it'll blunt, but it's easy enough to sharpen. It's easy enough to hone. And this is something I always like to keep in my pack. At home I have a 7/8 inch French point cutthroat razor, and that's what I use at home. This is my camping one. Everything goes off USB, almost, apart from that. But I just want to play about now really with that little lighter. I did film something last year just about that lighter, and it just never got published. I don't know why. And rather than use the ferrocerium rod here, I'm going to put this away before I lose it. I want to mess about with that little USB lighter, the arc lighter, which is here. Right, I'm gonna find me a stick. I'm just gonna take some shavings off this dead standing wood, which is part of a little lean-to shelter somebody's made. This is the arc lighter, USB powered, and per charge will give, say, a couple of hundred little goes on it. Great if you're a smoker. I'm not, but it's something I always have. Just press the button, creates an electrical short circuit, makes an arc. I have to put my eyes on for this one. And this is out of use. Ah, that's a shame. It's not been charged for months and months. I'll tell you what I could do. Remember when I said I filmed something last year? I can take extracts from that last year when I took this out, and we found a load of different kind of woods and things I could find readily, and just light it with this. So I'm going to pop them extracts in here. So it's all going to be charged off the power of the sun there. No batteries, no liquid fuel, no gas fuel to get ignition for a fire. In here is the actual plasma lighter. It's about the same size, maybe a bit bigger than a Zippo lighter. There are 4 kind of elements in there that when I push this side button here will create an electric arc. Let's see if you can see it on this dark background. Look at that. On the bottom is the USB mini port, and obviously the corresponding fitting for it, like that. And then I can plug it into the power bank or off the solar. Let's just try the power bank, see if I've got any juice in this. And indeed I have. And the light comes on there to indicate this is charging. It'll take your twigs, dry twigs, grasses, anything you'd usually light a fire with a Zippo, a Bic lighter, or come to that even, your ferrocerium rod. But here is a lollipop stick, and this is the plasma lighter. So I think for this I can recharge this 5,000 times before it needs disposing, and this is a cheap one, about 10 quid off eBay. If I like this, I'll invest in the Tesla lighter. Again, it's an arc lighter, a plasma lighter, and it's a lot more expensive, but I want to try the cheap version just to see how it gets on. Now, I've had a few goes of this, and I've had it about 2 or 3 months, and I just want to see a lollipop stick and this. Let's see if we can get any kind of fire out of it. Already it's charring. There. Let's see if we can get it into flame. There's your flame. Now this in itself is like a match now that I can add to a fire, and I wouldn't mind just investigating whether a fire lighter can be lit with one of them. We already know dry woods and tinders will. I've not tried with a fire lighter, They're always in my primary fire kit. So here's a fire lighter. It was bought from the garage, and I always have these in my pack. It will be my first response to fire all the time. Before I start even getting the ferrocene rod out, I will always carry these in my primary. I've not tried this before. This is going to be new to me, whether it'll light a barbecue fire lighter. Straight away. I didn't expect that. Not at all. Very impressed. Brilliant. We're going to have a wander through the woods and see what other tinders we can find. Few shavings there. So hard to do this and keep it in shot. There is a wind here that keeps blowing this out. I wouldn't get my fingers anywhere near this. It'll give you an electric shock, and I've had it. It's just a mild little shock. So you can see it does actually work. I just haven't charged it. Typical, absolutely typical. I thought it would hold its charge. Obviously it drains even when you're not using it. So a lesson learnt for me there. So they're all my renewable energy sources. The LED strand runs on a power bank. So I hope that's been food for thought for you there. It's the way forward. I'll be going with a bug out kit, or an Armageddon pack especially. Until next time, take care of yourself. We've got some great gear reviews coming up, and we've got a few makes and a few how-tos. It's going to be a blast. So until soon, take care of yourself, and I'll see you there.